Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Monday, November 9th. On today's show, we'll hear from Mary Moore and golf pro Gary Keating out at the golf course about this Friday's Shell Point Open Golf Tournament. We'll have a Gallery Glimpses episode featuring Sklar, and we'll have a Health Connection segment previewing a cooking class with Shell Point chefs. But first, we want to let you know that tonight there is a concert of the Songs of World War II in the Grand Cypress Room at 6 p.m. The dynamic duo of Marlene and Chet Sullender will be singing all the hits that you know and love surrounding that era. And another concert is coming up on Wednesday in celebration of Veterans Day. Organist Craig S. Williams will be here. He is the organist and choirmaster at West Point, where he plays the world's largest church pipe organ. Read more about Craig on page 27 of your Shell Point Life magazine. The concert will be in the Village Church at 2:15 on Wednesday. And Thursday is the day to gather up your beach gear and head out to Delnor Wiggins Pass State Park for fun, food, and frolic. A picnic lunch with a Thanksgiving flair will be served, and a traditional stop for ice cream will be included on the trip back to Shell Point. Court pickups start on the island at 8:30 a.m., and the approximate return time will be 3 p.m. The cost is $16 with the ice cream stop on your own. After a day at the beach, you might enjoy a relaxing time at the Village Church, enjoying Shell Point's own theater, the Spot Folks, performing Over the River and Through the Woods, an upbeat, touching, and hilarious comedy about two Italian families whose strong values are a stark contrast to the morals of today. In this story, Angela, the granddaughter, is moving away from her family to advance her career, despite the family's strong objections. Their traditions are exceptionally humorous. Come enjoy an evening of laughter as you watch the Shell Point Play Readers perform this comedy. The week has finally come for the annual Shell Point Open Golf Tournament. Mary Moore went out to the golf course to meet our golf pro, Gary Keating, to talk about this year's big day in golf.
Hi, I'm Mary Moore with the Legacy Foundation at Shell Point, and I'm here today to talk about the 2015 Shell Point Open that's on November 13th. I'm here with Gary Keating, the golf club manager. How you doing, Gary?
Good morning. Friday the 13th, it's an unlucky day for some people, but we've got many hole-in-one prizes, including a BMW for a hole-in-one.
Yeah,
So
that's exciting.
I think that could be a lucky day for some people rather than being unlucky. The changes we've made to the golf course here at Shell Point is it's going to be nice. We've got some very cosmetic changes out there, new bunkers. The greens will be in perfect shape as always. We've got some new carpets coming out here. We're looking for a fun-filled time at Shell Point.
Yeah, we've had a lot of changes this year. I remember I was here for the very first Shell Point Open 12 years ago. I can't believe it's been 12 years since we've had this. This year, the Shell Point Open is going to benefit memory care at the pavilion, specifically furniture in all the memory care areas, and we're excited about that. We have a lot of changes this year to the golf tournament that I think are exciting changes. We're going to have two co-titled sponsors this year, Fine Mark Bank and Wright Construction Group. We're also going to add a silent auction this year. That'll be a lot of fun. And we have a lot of corporate and gold and silver hole sponsors already. This year we have a newscaster, Krista Fulbesong, to be announcing the prizes this year. We have a lot of hole-in-one prizes. Gary, can you tell us a little bit about those?
We've actually got two hole-in-one prizes I'd like to have myself. Number one's a BMW motorcycle and a golf cart, I know. And there's also a cruise there, some golf clubs, tailor-made irons and stuff like that. So there's actually a couple of prizes I'd like to win myself.
Yeah, how about that jet ski?
So, the jet ski?
Yeah.
So if you see me leaving the pro shop that afternoon playing golf, you know where I'm at.
If they have any questions, they can call the Legacy Foundation at 466-8484 and ask for Mary, or you can call the golf club at 433-9790 and ask for Gary. So make sure you mark your calendar for Friday, November 13th. As Gary said, Friday the 13th is going to be a lucky day for someone to come to our golf tournament and try to win some of those exciting prizes, and most of all, to benefit memory care at the Larson Pavilion.
So come on out.
We'll see you there.
The new photo gallery in the entrance to the new photo studio in the Island Tunnel is now home to rotating displays from Shell Point photographers. A new show is hanging there now for your enjoyment, and Dotty Morrison talks to the photographer, Photo Club President Sklar, in this episode of Gallery Glimpses.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison, and we're here in the tunnel, and it's time for another Gallery Glimpses. I want you to come down the hall with me to the photo gallery and studio, and let's meet our current artist. Right this way, past the stamp room. Come on in.
Hi, Dotty.
Hi, Herb. This is Herb Sklar. He's the current artist that's displaying this month and into the middle of December in our photo gallery. How you doing, Herb?
Okay.
Have a seat.
All right.
So, Herb, your new show is called Still Lifes with Red Accent.
Correct.
I'm really excited about this show, and I was just amazed when I saw some of your new work. Now, you know that for a long time I have loved this still life of yours that's the bottle with the red cap.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Okay. I took that years ago and I just put it aside, and you always kept remarking how much you liked it, and I said, you know what, I wonder if there's a series in there. And I said, you know, I think there is, and that's when I thought of this whole idea, got the inspiration because of what you said. And I started doing still lifes with a red highlight.
Something special.
Something
that's red.
special, just a red, which takes your eye right to it.
Okay.
And by doing that and by making the still lifes larger than life, it makes the picture more exciting.
Okay.
But all the pictures are of everyday things. There's nothing unusual here or out of the ordinary.
I
They're
know.
everyday things.
And another one that just stood out to me was the one with the red and the green nail polish.
Okay.
That's a pretty amazing picture. It has so many wonderful lines that come together. It's got that combination of the warm colors and the cool colors. You're the first one that ever taught me about that.
Oh, well, anytime you put a warm color near a cool color, you get a three-dimensional pop.
And I had never realized that.
So I pushed it a little bit by moving the green out and putting them on the side, that nail polish, and then the red's right in the middle. And that's what gives it that little bit of a kick and comes right out at you.
Right, okay. The next one I want to talk about is this one with the needle, one thread, and a black background. I want to know how an artist like yourself comes up with an idea of even picking up that needle and taking a picture of it.
Well, it's two-pronged. Well, it's kind of corny, two-pronged, but okay. One, you have a vague idea, and then you always hope for that accent, you know, that little something that you weren't expecting that happens. And it happened here. I bought the wrong wool. So when I put it through, it got frayed, and I got all these little red hairs, and that's really what makes it, to me, more exciting than if it was just a solid red thread. So good accidents, take them.
Okay.
You know. But
all right.
Still life is a lot of fun, and you just need some patience, but you have complete control of still life. And I find that still life is more creative than any other form of photography.
Why is that?
Well, you see a beautiful bird, and you're going to try to get the best position, and you're going to get the best lighting, or a flower.
Yes.
But it exists.
Yes.
In still life, nothing exists. It's a blank. You have to bring the props together. You have to decide how you're going to put them. You have to decide where's the light coming from. So you're starting really with a blank canvas.
Interesting. And that's why when I see some of your still lifes, they just make me feel, how on earth did he come up with that?
A little luck and a little hard thinking.
Okay. I'm excited about the fact that in our photo club meetings, we're trying to help people get better at all the categories that we're going to use in the photo contest in the spring. And in the spring, we're going to do a little lesson. You're going to do a lesson on still lifes, and we'll also offer the opportunity for people to come down from the photo club and get maybe some tutoring on the still life table that we have here.
We have a very elaborate, very professional still life table.
We do. It's really inspiring. I know you've already held one academy class and let people bring things to the still life table. It's a wonderful piece because you can light it from underneath, you can light it from the side, from the top. You can be very creative lighting-wise.
And another plus for still life, if it's raining out, you can always come here and take pictures, you know, or it's too warm. So do it here in the comfort of the air conditioning.
Okay. Well, I hope all of you will take the opportunity between now and the middle of December to come down the hallway from the tunnel
into the photo gallery and enjoy Herb's wonderful show. You'll be amazed at the subjects he chose. Our studio is open every Tuesday and Thursday morning from 10 till noon, and we just hope you'll stop by.
Have you ever thought about what it would be like to hang out in the kitchen with a Shell Point chef? Well, now you have a chance to do just that. A Health Connections event is coming your way featuring our chefs. Here's a preview.
Welcome to the Crystal Kitchen. I'm Linda Rakos. I'm Assistant Director of Hospitality, and I'm here today to invite you to our next Health Connection class. In the past, we've done programs on grains. We've talked about picking out produce and fruits and vegetables. But today we thought we would invite you to do something a little different. I'm going to invite you to our chef's table. And with me today, I have Chef Brett Wayte from the Crystal Room here on the island. And next to him is Chef Todd Glaesmer from the Palm Grill in the Woodlands. And I'm going to let them tell you about the program that they're going to present to all of our home cooks here at Shell Point on Tuesday, November 10th at 2:15. So Brett, why don't you tell us about what you're going to do?
Certainly, we were given the opportunity and asked maybe what are some of the things that we like to cook at home or the foods that we maybe grew up with. So those are some of the things we're going to bring to the Health Connections class and demonstrate some of our favorites. I don't have any plans on saying exactly what we're doing for you. I'd like to keep you guessing, but
Oh, it's a surprise.
absolutely.
Okay. Chef Todd is with us. And Todd, I know you've got some ties to the French style of cooking. Are we going to get some of that, or tell us what you're going to do?
I want to demonstrate some light, fresh, easy to make at home recipes that everybody can enjoy putting together at home, and I'm hoping everyone will have a good time and come on out and see us.
Very good. So we do hope that all of our cooks, our home cooks at Shell Point, are going to come and spend an hour with us once again on Tuesday, November 10th in the Social Center at 2:15, but you do have to sign up in advance. So come and see what our two amazing chefs are going to demonstrate for you. There'll be some recipes for you to take home. And I think we're also going to give them something to taste, aren't we? Good. And everybody loves to come and taste our amazing chef's food. So we hope to see you there.
And now it's time to take a look at all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections, right after this Listening to the Words preview from David Howenstein.
During this week of Veterans Day, Listening to the Words will feature a story about a not-to-be-forgotten World War II Screaming Eagle. Also, one Vietnam veteran remembers his all-too-short friendship with another veteran of that war. And Shell Point landscape manager Steve Morton tells us about soldiers who were ahead in the game of hydroponics. Also, a first-hand, fast-pumping story written and read by one of Shell Point's bikers. And why can't he think more like me is lightly observed by a lady resident of Shell Point. David Howenstein reminding you to tune to Shell Point Channel 12 for one of the countless half-hour Listening to the Words programs that are repeated all 7 days and nights this week. As always, thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Vanskoy and I'm here with Bev Tanley, and we're going to let you know all of Monday's activities. We start at 8 o'clock with men's match play tennis. That'll be at the Woodlands tennis courts. 8:45 is the time for virtual bowling at the Resident Activity Center. Billiards will be played at the Resident Activity Center at 9:15. Also at 9:15, the Lollygaggers Paddlers will be heading out from the kayak storage for their weekly outing. Pottery with instruction available is at 9:15 in the Pottery Studio down in the Island Tunnel. And at 10 o'clock, men's match play tennis will be at the Woodlands. The Suzy Q heads out at 10 o'clock to Matanzas on the Bay. Sign up is required for that trip. Then we move to 10:30 for Disciple Men's Bible Study Group in the Woodlands Game Room. Table tennis playing clinic will be in the Tarpon Room on the island at 10:45. And our last morning activity is at 11:30. It's a Health Connections class, ball edition in the Health Club on the island. Well, here's Bev to tell you all about our afternoon.
Well, thank you, Caitlin. At 12:45, we have a Health Connections class, Senior Self-Defense. That's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. We move to 1:15 for Advanced Table Tennis in the Tarpon Room. Also at 1:15, we have Samba, the card game, in the Resident Activity Center. And our last 1:15 activity today is Tone Chimes, and they meet in the Osprey Room on the island. From 1:30 to 3:30, you'll find the model train room open for tours down in the tunnel. And there's another Health Connections class at 1:45, Balance and Mobility Training for Beginners in the Health Club. At 2 o'clock, the Beady-Eyed Bead Club will be in the Oak Room at the Woodlands. And we have Journey Through Grief in the Village Church Chapel at 2:45. At 3 o'clock, it's another Health Connections class, Pilates Stretch in the Health Club. And at 3:15, the Shell Point Singers Rehearsal will be at the Village Church. If you're interested in the singles dining table at the Crystal, you can go at 5 o'clock and it'll be waiting for you. At 6 o'clock, the Songs of World War II will be in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. At 6:30, the Beginners Square Dancing will be in the Health Club on the island. And Duplicate Bridge will be in the Game Room of the Woodlands at 6:30. 7:30, there's Square Dancing in the Health Club, and that's currently full. That concludes our activities for Monday, and we'll be back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Monday, November 9th. Don't forget, we've had to cancel Beautiful Science with Pastor Don Stainhook, but it will be presented next semester. At 10:30, Anatomy of Words will take place in the Oak Room of the Woodlands, and every week they welcome new people. At 1:15, Got Pictures will continue in the Technology Teaching Center on the island. And at 1:15, the First World War, or the Great War, from 1914 to 1918, Part 5, the wrap-up, at the Social Center on the island. I'd like to tell you about a new class coming tomorrow. Larry Brock of Eagles Preserve will present Travel the World virtually.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is grilled ham steak with mashed sweet potato and cauliflower. The dinner special is Old Home Cooking Night for $13.95, and the soup of the day is vegetable beef. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a grilled meatloaf sandwich on rye with fries for $7.75. The dinner special is grilled chicken Alfredo with garlic bread and broccoli for $8.75. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey, and with me is Renee Maxwell. We're here to talk about Alpha 2016. This is a 10-week program that begins on the 12th of January and runs every Tuesday evening through the 15th of March. Each evening comprises 3 segments. We begin at 4:30 with a cooked meal provided by the Palm Grill. This is offered to us by the Village Church, and so there are no charges for participants. After the meal, we watch a video where an English pastor gives a rather carefully and wonderfully prepared lecture on the basics of Christianity, really. And following that, we break up into small groups and discuss what we've seen and heard and where we are on our journey. This is a program that's underwritten by the church because we feel it's very important in reviewing the basics of the Christian faith, but it's not a recruiting tool for the church, as will become clear in just a moment. I have 3 pieces of literature here to show you. One is a little bookmark, and these are available in the church lobby for people to pick up. This is a schedule of the lecture titles and the gatherings. Then we have a little invitation that you can give to your friends. and this should show up on your bulletin board in your courts very soon. Now, Renee, it's good of you to join me today. You did Alpha, I think, for the first time last year. Well, you're a person of faith, so what was it that brought you to Alpha?
Well, thank you for having me here today, and I'm very fortunate to be here. What brought me here? Well, so many people through my years here have been talking about Alpha every year at this time, and I thought, well, maybe I should take a chance at that, because I am a person of faith, and I thought, well, let's see what this is. So I did, and it was a wonderful experience from the beginning to the end. In fact, we were looking forward to every Tuesday coming around the corner.
Was everybody on the same level you are on your journey when you come to your small groups?
I think we were all in our own little journey, but I think basically we were all pretty much people of strong faith.
Good. Mm-hmm. And so where do you go to church normally?
And some of those people I wanted to add too were of other faiths, but still Christian, and it was a good mixture. I go to St. Columkill at this point, but I often, as I mentioned to you several different times, I love the village church. I love the pastors here. I love the people of the church. I've had wonderful experiences, and every year I look forward to the women's Bible study. They're always very welcoming. Everyone is welcoming, and I'm amazed at the generosity of the people of this church. And I always say to them, let me know about that, because I want to add to that.
Historically, the Alpha program, which is shown used in about 160 different countries, I think, around the world, and by every major denomination, actually, in the United States. It seems to be of special appeal to people who have questions about Christianity, or others who are young in the faith or more experienced in the faith but want to review the basics. Others are looking for ways to make new friends. And in your case, you mentioned that even when you have 8 people around the table for a hot meal, you develop friendships there with people who were from Shell Point but you hadn't really known before.
You do, and that's another big part. I think having a meal together, and there's so many people at the table, and each week I always try to get at a different table. I was mentioning too at one time, as I do a lot of times, that there's so many ways here at Shell Point to be able to meet wonderful people, and this is another way. I mean, they're strong people of faith, and just the experiences to be with all of us, to share a meal, and then from there, my favorite part is the discussion group. I happened to be very fortunate to end up in a wonderful group last year. There were probably about 10 of us. Some of us knew each other very well. Some of us didn't, and so we made a strong acquaintance at that point too.
That's good. So everybody gets something out of it according to where they are on their journey. And then the lectures by Nicky Gumbel are in themselves both instructive and sometimes entertainment, because some of his illustrations are priceless, I find.
They were. He's very good.
He's quite the communicator.
He gives us a lot of things for thought.
Good. So think about Alpha 2016. We'd love to have you come, or maybe have a friend of yours come. You can bring somebody, you can send somebody, give them an invitation, pick this literature up at the church, and use it well, please. And God bless you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
And that's all we have time for on today's show. Be sure to watch again tomorrow when we'll get a preview of Ingrid Oliver's Zumba class and a preview of upcoming concerts in the Concert and Conversation series from Don Boren. We'll also get an update about the employee Christmas gift from Kathy Miskell. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Monday, November 9th. I'm Dan Filgreen, and on behalf of everyone here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.